Hello there YouTube, this is NZXT Films bringing you the review of the Tuniq Potency 650 watt power supply. A few interesting features, there's a lot of interesting features on this power supply, but nothing more interesting than the fact that it is a Tuniq branded power supply. Tuniq is actually a subsidiary company to Sunbeam, which is the company that makes the heatsink, which I just unboxed, and you can check that out on my channel. For the unboxing as well as the small little review on it. Not really too much, but we'll see. Tuniq, however, unlike Sunbeam, they focus more on higher end, more fancy looking equipment. As you guys can already know about the Tuniq 120 millimeter extreme tower, being basically top of the line heat sinks, perhaps even some of the best ones one of the best ones available. But of course, it comes with a nice price tag, of course, with it. And also with other products such as their TX2 and TX3. TX2, which is actually included in the core contact freezer, full retail 3.5 gram version. So Tuniq is basically a subsidiary company of Sunbeam. However, they focus on more higher quality products. I wouldn't say really high end because they're not really high end, but they do come out with better products, higher quality products than Sunbeam. Some of you might know, some of you hardware enthusiasts, Sunbeam's power supplies are on the cheap side, on the very cheap side. But Tuniq will give them a shot. I decided to pick it up instead of getting a Corsair or Antec or OCC. I decided to give this thing a try and see how it fares up. Now, my setup is basically going to be put into the description down at the bottom there, and we're going to go ahead and unbox this thing. Alright. So while I open this thing up, I guess I'll just tell you guys some of the features of it, so that you guys don't get bored on me. So basically, some of the features are, it is 80+ certified. I have already checked with the 80plus.org website, and it is also SLI certified. A lot of reviews keep saying that it does not come with SLI certification, but it actually does. And I've already checked on the SLI zone for that. Other features are advanced cooling technology, which is basically a fancy way to say that the fan will stay on even after the computer has been shut down for an additional period of time, about 30 seconds to 120 seconds, just enough to get the power supply to cool down to 50 Celsius or lower. Other features of the power supply, I'll show you guys here. It is, of course, high efficiency, 80+ certified, SLI certified, and it comes with an active PFC, which is power factor corrector. It is an extremely good thing to have on your power supply. Never purchase a power supply for a higher end, or at least a computer worth over $300 that is not active PFC. There are several reasons for this. For one, it saves you energy. Two, it helps. It's a safety feature, basically. As you can see here, advanced offline cooling, whatever. Fans will not stop working until the temperature is below 50 Celsius. Silent 140 millimeter fan. It is actually very silent. However, once you start pushing it over 500 watts on power consumption, it will drastically become louder. It's still not that loud, to be honest with you, but it does become a lot louder, and you might be able to hear it. Definitely won't be able to hear it over your GPU's fan, but you might hear it if your GPU is not working at full percent. In which case, I don't know how you're running at 500 watt power consumption with your GPU at zero load. Continuing on, it does come with full circuit protection, standard almost on power supplies. Here's the warranty and some of the information here. Let's see if we can. Well, basically, I'll just read it out loud then, because I don't think webcam's gonna be that good. Alright, well, basically, it comes with two 12-volt rails, which are actually probably single rail. only split with power safety hardware on it. It peaks at 552 watts, which is not that bad for a 650 watt power supply, but it is not exemplary. So nothing there. Everything else is pretty standard. Let's just open it up. Alright. So you can see here it has a flap opening for the handle, if you're into that. Okay, so you open it up quite simply, like most other cases. Okay. There we go. It basically opens up almost the same way as the core contact bracer, except it actually unfolds like this. Alright. So let me twist this around so you guys can see this. Wow. Yeah, I have a lot of junk in my desk at the moment. What I'm going to do is just put it onto the side and just pull each component out. First things first, accessories box. As you can read here, power cord and screws. And if I remember correctly, yeah, it opens up like this. This is really weird. So usually, most of these kinds of boxes will open up to the side. But, alright, so what do we have here? We have a Molex, what is this? Okay, we have a 4-pin Molex 2Y, which will help you get a little few more 4-pin Molexes. Your power cord, it's pretty nice and heavy. Screws, the all-important screws, and some zip ties. These are like, I don't know, 4 inches, give or take. Yeah, about 4 inches maybe. There you go. Your white connector and power cord. That's all there is inside here. So let's check out the power supply and other components. The manual is actually in color. I've already seen it opened and everything. Color. The manual's in color. It has pretty good directions, specifications, etc. It probably comes with a warranty in here. If not, then that's fine. But basically, there you go. Manual, color. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good feature. Now, the power supply. This is how the power supply came in boxed. Not exactly too thrilling. I've seen a lot better packaging, but it'll do since it's a pretty tough unit. So let me get this thing out of the way. Alright. Judging from the weight of it, it's actually it's a little heavier than most 600 watt power supplies. I'll give it that. Comes with plastic wrapping. I'm guessing to protect it from scratches, as well as static discharge. Even though this kind of pad will not do that well against that, I think it's mostly for protection of the power supply. There you go. As you can see here, you guys can see here, it does have a front grill for fingers that are a little curious. It's a pretty nice power supply. It's pretty heavy. Cables are all sleeved all the way down, almost inside the case. They're all basically all the way sleeved. This is really good, actually. Pretty cool. And basically, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it into my computer. Exchange it for the 400 watt power supply that I have right now, and see how it goes.